Baseball has had its gods, Ruth, Williams, Mays, but none quite like Mickey Mantle.
Here's the payoff pitch. This is it! There it goes!
In baseball, legends come and go. Records fall, new stars rise, but every so often, someone comes along who's more than just a great player. Someone who becomes a symbol, not just of a team or a city, but of an era or a feeling. That was Mickey Mantle. He wasn't just a Yankee. He was the Yankee.
I've been feeling as good or better than I did when I was playing.
To understand Mickey is to understand myth made flesh. He wasn't just a ball player. He was a walking contradiction. Power and fragility, grace and recklessness. The American dream wrapped in tape and whiskey. A man who could hit a ball 565 feet into the sky and then stumble out of a bar 3 hours later. He played hurt, always hurt. When he swung the bat, it wasn't just power, it was poetry. And that's why there will never be another Mickey Mantle. Born in Spavinaw, Oklahoma in 1931, Mantle was raised on hard work, discipline, and baseball. His father, Mutt Mantle, a former semi-pro player himself, believed his son could be special. Mutt made Mickey a switch hitter, not for novelty, but because he wanted his son to never be at a disadvantage at the plate. By the time he was a teenager, Mantle was already hitting balls out of sight. His raw power was jaw-dropping. In 1949, at age 17, he signed with the New York Yankees for $1,500 plus a $1,500 bonus. That contract turned out to be one of the greatest bargains in sports history. At 19, he made his MLB debut. By 20, he was starting in the World Series. And by 21, he was replacing Joe DiMaggio in center field. Think about that pressure, replacing one of the most beloved figures in baseball history as a kid from a mining town. But fate doesn't deal in fairy tales. In his rookie year, 1951, Mantle tore his knee on a drainage ditch at Yankee Stadium during the World Series. A freak accident, a career-altering injury.
Mantle hits a high fly ball. It's deep left center field.
From that point forward, he played his entire career on a severely damaged leg. And yet, he kept playing, kept limping, kept hitting. Between 1951 and 1968, Mantle played 18 seasons with the Yankees. The numbers were staggering. 536 home runs, 1,509 RBIs, a career OPS of .977, higher than Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, or even Babe Ruth in some peak years. 1956 was the year everything clicked. Mantle won the Triple Crown, .353 batting average, 52 home runs, 130 RBIs. He also led the league in runs, slugging percentage, and walks. He won the MVP award that year, and he'd win it again in 1957 and 1962. He was a 20-time All-Star and played in 12 World Series, winning 7 of them. He hit a record 18 World Series home runs, a mark that still stands today. When the spotlight was brightest, Mickey shined. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was the way he did it. He'd strike out 4 times on Saturday night, party until 4 a.m., and hit 2 bombs on Sunday. He was magnetic. Mickey Mantle wasn't just strong, he was mythical. One of his most famous home runs traveled an estimated 565 feet at Griffith Stadium in Washington. In Yankee Stadium, he hit one that struck the facade of the upper deck, 118 feet above the field, just inches from going completely out of the park. No one else has ever hit a fair ball out of Yankee Stadium. Despite his damaged knee, scouts clocked him going from home to first in 3.1 seconds from the left side.
So Mickey Mantle belts another one. Boy, did he hit it.
One of the fastest times ever recorded. Some believed, had he stayed healthy, Mantle could have stolen hundreds of bases and possibly challenged Babe Ruth's 714 home runs. He was lightning in a bottle, charisma and chaos and courage all at once. But greatness demands sacrifice. His knees deteriorated year by year. He needed injections to play. In 1963, doctors said his knees resembled those of an 80-year-old man. He once joked that if he'd known he was going to live this long, he would have taken better care of himself. Behind that perfect American boy facade was a storm. He lost his father to cancer in 1952 when Mickey was just 19. The fear that cancer would take him too became a shadow that followed him everywhere. He lived fast, drank hard, and burned through life like he had a death sentence written in ink. Off the field, he battled alcoholism. The pressure, the fame, the injuries, it all took a toll. By his own admissions, he wasted time, made mistakes. But here's what made him different. He never hid from it. He didn't pretend to be perfect. In his later years, he was brutally honest, telling young players not to make the same choices he did. And fans loved him for it.
Into the upper left field stand, making the score Yankees 6, Dodgers 1.
Not because he was perfect, but because he wasn't. There was something deeply human about Mickey Mantle that went beyond baseball. When he passed away in 1995 at age 63, the nation grieved like it lost part of its childhood. President Clinton attended his funeral. Bob Costas gave a eulogy that brought the crowd to tears. So why will there never be another Mickey Mantle? Because he was a perfect storm. The last true superstar of baseball's golden age, when ball players were gods, not social media personalities. His legend grew from whispers and radio broadcasts, not highlight clips and tweets. His talent was rare. His pain was real. His contradictions made him a human in a way no athlete's allowed to be today. In an age of image control, Mickey was raw. In an age of branding, Mickey was just Mickey. You can look up his stats today. You can watch grainy footage of those legendary home runs, but you'll never feel what it was like to see Mickey Mantle in his prime, to watch him walk the plate and make the ball disappear into the sky. There's players today with incredible skill, guys who hit harder, run faster, train smarter, but they'll never be Mickey Mantle, because Mickey wasn't just built in a gym. He was built in America's imagination. Mickey Mantle wasn't just a player. He was a story, a tragedy, a miracle, a warning. Baseball's last great folk hero. The reason we keep telling his story isn't because he was perfect. It's because he was real. He was everything we want in a hero and everything we fear in ourselves. He soared, he stumbled, and he never stopped swinging. So next time you hear names like Judge, Trout, or Ohtani, appreciate them, but remember, none of them are Mickey Mantle. There will never be another Mickey Mantle, because players like that only happen once. And maybe that's exactly how it should be. Hit that like button if this story moved you, and subscribe for more deep dive baseball stories every week. This is Inside Baseball, where we cover the game with attitude.